guys celebrating the holidays this year? Holiday season, right? I'm a big holiday guy. People always assume, though, that my favorite holiday is Hanukkah. Alright, that's the first assumption. Mainly because it's the only Jewish holiday you guys know. It's the only one anyone ever knows. And I think that's a little sad and dumb, because there's a lot of Jewish holidays have such great stories, but Hanukkah has the dumbest story imaginable. The story of Hanukkah basically goes that the Romans came to Jerusalem and they burned the entire place to the ground. And we fought them off, and we had a temple with, where we had to light candles for 8 days. But we only had enough oil for the candles for 1 day. And then in a miracle of God, the oil stayed lit for 8 days. And I don't know if you guys know anything about oil, but its one main property is that it's good at burning for a long amount of time. Kind of all it's for, actually. I like to imagine that basically the oil burnt for 8 days, and everybody came together and they were like, wow, this is a miracle of God. And then one guy in the back was just like, that was me! I just rationed the oil for a couple days. It's a fun time of the year, though. People do always ask me how, like, all the Christmas stuff makes me feel as a Jew. It's a bit of a weird question. Like, I had an immigrant friend the other day ask me, he was wearing, like, a Christmas necklace. He's like, Ian, how does this make you feel? And I'm like, normal. I've been around it longer than you have. That's like, I didn't just emerge from a Hanukkah bunker. It's nuts. No, there's a lot of Jewish holidays. Like, a couple months ago, we had this holiday called Rosh Hashanah, if you guys have heard of it, and it celebrates the Jewish New Year. And so, to celebrate, you're supposed to eat apples and honey to celebrate the sweetness of a new year. So I decided to bake for the first time ever an apple honey cake, right? And I would make this cake, and then my girlfriend came over that night, and she broke up with me. Guys, I think I should have made a chocolate cake. She broke up with me, you know, like it was a breakup, and at the end of the breakup, she gave me an opportunity to ask questions, like if I needed to know anything, like if I didn't understand what had just happened. And I didn't ask any questions, and I kind of regret that. I really kind of do regret that, right? Because I would have asked, like, you know, how long have you felt this way? What could I have done different? If you knew I was gonna bake a cake, would you have waited a day? No, it's been fun though. It's been an interesting experience. My first kind of like real breakup, and I found music has definitely been a way to kind of help me and soothe me, right? And I've listened to a lot of songs, and the song by the Eagles came on recently called "Get Over It." And if you've never heard the song, the whole point of the song is basically to stop being a sad little bastard and get over it. That's kind of the whole point. And I was like, I love the energy of the song. This is what I need to do. I'm gonna listen to some more of the Eagles. And then the next 3 songs were titled Heartache Tonight, Victim of Love, and The Sad Cafe. No, it's been fun. You do get a lot of advice when you go through a breakup. People always have advice for you. Like, I knew I wanted to write jokes about it, and I was watching comedy with another friend, and another comic was talking about their breakup, and they were coming off as, you know, very bitter and mean. And I looked at my friend, and I was like, hey, I don't want to be that guy. How do I do this and I don't sound like that? And my friend looked me up and down and went, well, to start, don't wear a shirt that's too tight for you. I'm like, huh. Don't know what to do with that, but no. And then the worst advice I think I got was I had a friend who was like, Ian, you're gonna deal with this breakup in 2 different ways. Like, you have 2 wolves inside of you. Gross. The worst part was that he was right too, which was what the worst part was, is because I did kind of react to it in 2 very weirdly different ways, right? Like, part of me was like, Ian, you've just experienced a very human moment, and art is made from human moments like this, and we should make beautiful art. And then the other side of me just wanted to start referring to the gym as the lab. Right? So if you see me post a picture of LA Fitness on my Instagram story, just know I'm in there doing full depth squats and writing beautiful haikus. No, it's been fun though, right? Like, when you go through a breakup, you start to think a lot about what you want out of life. You know, that's something you really kind of focus on. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how one day, you know, I want to have a family, I want to have kids. That's something that's very important to me. And I was thinking, you know, of all the stuff my parents did for me, but also some of the stuff they didn't do for me as a kid, right? Like my parents never gave me the birds and the bees talk. I never got that. No, when I was 13, my parents sat me down and they taught me about the Holocaust. That's what they did. It was fun. A little weird to know about the Holocaust before you know about sex, if I'm being honest. A couple things don't add up. My parents were like, Ian, after the Holocaust, there were 11 million Jews left. And now there are 14 million Jews left in the world. I was like, that's crazy. How do we make more of us exactly? You've taught me a lot about subtraction. I'd like to know addition now. No. And all your friends get to talk at that age. So you go back to school and all your friends are like, dude, vaginas are crazy. And then I'm kind of in the corner like, the generations we lost. Right? Like, they all got the birds and the bees. I got the Nazis. That's what happened. No, I do think the reverse would be worse, though. I do think if you learned about sex, but you never learned about the Holocaust. See, I would rather not have that. Because that means you know about sex, but one day you turn on the TV, and then you go, oh my God! And you call down your mom, and you're like, what is this? And when you told me Grandpa's brother died at camp, this is not what I had in mind. Oh, we are not fans of that one. Okay, we are not fans of that. Oh boy. I'll leave you guys on this one though. I've been trying to take care of myself more. That's been a goal kind of going forward with me after the breakup. And so I went to go to the doctor, and I got blood work done, which I really needed to get done. And it's cool because when you go and do blood work now, they'll get you the results within an hour. It's nuts how fast they are. And it comes back in a form where everything's color-coded to tell you if it's good or bad. So I'm reading through my little form and everything's green. And then I get down to the bottom of the page and there's just a little note from my doctor that reads, your blood results are unremarkable. I think that's the meanest way anyone's ever told me I'm healthy. Like, no, doc, I think it's quite remarkable how healthy my blood is. Do you know how much plastic is inside of me? I cut myself the other day and Legos came spilling out. It was cool, I built a race car. No, because I can't not ask questions. I asked my doctor, I'm like, what was the worst thing that could have come out of this? Like, what could we have found out? And my doctor was like, well, we could have found out you had a very rare blood disease. And I'm like, that's crazy. How does that happen? And my doctor goes, well, it would mean your blood has mutated. And I'm like, whoa, I don't think you know how unfortunately cool of a sentence that is. Right? Like, I know people hear that bad, right? But like, when I hear that, I think I'm at least gonna become the Wolverine, if not Rocket Raccoon. Thank you guys. I've been Ian Tide. Have a great night.